Snow pressed softly against the cafe window like the world itself was trying to hush the pain inside her, and the weight of Christmas felt heavier than her uniform ever had. The decorations above her blinked with forced cheer, red ornaments and fading lights mocking the emptiness sitting in her chest. She had worn the badge for years, stood strong in the face of danger, but on this Christmas morning, the female cop felt smaller than ever, lost in a city full of people yet completely alone, carrying grief no one could see. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet power of human connection, take a moment right now to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to our channel Grandma Dearie, because stories like this remind us why compassion still matters. Christmas had never been kind to her after the accident. The sirens, the twisted metal, the night that took away the one person who had promised to come home every evening. Since then, holidays became something to survive rather than celebrate. This year, duty placed her far from family, sitting in uniform during a short break she did not even ask for, staring at a cup of untouched coffee. Outside, families hurried by with wrapped gifts and laughter, their reflections passing across the glass like scenes from a life she no longer belonged to. She told herself she was strong, that she had chosen this job knowing sacrifice was part of it, yet the loneliness of Christmas cut deeper because it arrived wrapped in memories. Across the table sat a man whose presence felt unexpectedly gentle. He was a single father, though she did not know it yet, carrying the quiet exhaustion of someone who lived for another human being. His jacket was worn at the edges, his eyes kind but tired, the kind of tired that came from years of choosing responsibility over rest. He had come to the cafe seeking warmth after dropping his daughter at a community Christmas event, one of those places filled with crafts, music, and laughter meant to soften the day for children whose lives were not perfect. He noticed her the moment he sat down, not because of the uniform, but because of the sadness she wore so openly despite trying to hide it. He saw how her hands barely moved, how her shoulders were tense as if still bracing for impact, how her gaze drifted to the door every time a family walked in. As a father, he recognized that look immediately, the look of someone pretending they are fine for the sake of the world. He had mastered that same expression after losing his wife to illness, learning to smile so his daughter would never feel the weight of his grief. Life had taught him that pain did not always scream, sometimes it sat quietly, waiting for someone to notice. Christmas had been hard for him too. Every ornament he hung at home carried a memory, every tradition felt incomplete. Yet becoming both mother and father to his child had forced him to grow in ways he never expected. He learned that love was not always grand gestures, sometimes it was a small decision to reach out, to show kindness even when your own heart felt empty. Sitting there, watching the officer stare into nothing, he felt a pull he could not ignore, a sense that this moment mattered. He gently placed a small wrapped gift on the table between them, something simple he had picked up earlier for his daughter but decided to replace. It was not expensive, but it was thoughtful, chosen with care rather than obligation. The gesture itself felt risky, almost strange, yet it came from a place deeper than reason. He did not know her story, but he knew what loneliness looked like on Christmas, and he knew that no one should carry it alone. She looked down at the gift as if it were something fragile, something unreal. In her world, kindness usually arrived after tragedy, after paperwork and apologies, not in the middle of an ordinary cafe on a silent holiday morning. Her first instinct was resistance, the reflex of someone trained to expect danger rather than compassion. But then something inside her softened, a crack forming in the armor she wore daily. The small box felt heavier than it should have, filled not with an object but with the sudden realization that someone saw her. Memories rushed in, not just of loss, but of who she had been before the uniform became her shield. She remembered laughing without guilt, believing in unexpected goodness, trusting that life could surprise you in beautiful ways. The gift did not erase her pain, but it reminded her that pain was not the end of her story. For the first time that day, she took a real breath, feeling it reach parts of her chest that had been tight for years. As the minutes passed, something shifted quietly between them, an unspoken understanding formed through shared silence. They were two people shaped by responsibility and loss, meeting not to fix each other, but to remind one another that humanity still existed beyond grief. Outside, the snow continued to fall, but inside the café, warmth grew, not from the heater or the lights, but from a moment of genuine connection. When she finally stood to return to duty, the world felt different. The badge on her chest no longer felt like a burden but a reminder of why she chose to serve, to protect moments like these, small yet life-changing. She carried the gift with her, not knowing exactly what was inside, but already understanding its true value. It was proof that even on the loneliest Christmas, kindness could find you when you least expected it. The single dad watched her leave, feeling lighter himself. He did not save the world that day, did not perform a miracle, but he went back to his daughter knowing he had shown her the kind of man he wanted her to believe in. Someone who noticed pain, who acted without expecting anything in return, who believed that love could exist even after loss. That lesson, he knew, was worth more than any present. That Christmas did not magically heal their wounds, but it changed something deep within them both. It reminded them that being broken did not mean being invisible, that even strangers could become turning points in each other's lives. Sometimes, all it took was one quiet act of kindness to make the world feel less cold. If this story reached your heart, if it reminded you of someone you lost or someone you wish you could help, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Grandma Dearie. Your support helps stories like this reach those who need them most. Before the end, we have one special request for you. Please comment below and tell us where you are watching from, or share a small act of kindness that once changed your life. As the snow settled and Christmas moved on, the memory of that simple moment stayed with them, a reminder that even when life takes everything familiar away, it can still give something unexpected back. And sometimes, the smallest gift, given by a single dad on a quiet Christmas morning, can change everything.